Hello everyone, hello, hello. How's it going? Hello, kindly assassin. Let's get in, let's get started. We're gonna be back in it. I hope you're doing alright, having a nice day. Hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you may be. Hope your day has not been too intense in any regard. And just welcome to the relaxed stream. Welcome to the gentle stream of us looking at Hearts of Stone. Here we are, Geralt at a wedding, having a lovely time. We have just pissed off Shani. We need to woo her heart a little bit more, and we need to get something to please her. Now, there was a moment in the last game we talked a little bit about Vladimir, who is Olgierd's brother, and we've just kind of just finished the wedding. But at the very beginning of the wedding, Shani mentioned something that made her really happy, and it was this tree here.
A rowan. Shani mentioned she used to weave the berries into necklaces.
And I think that's what we're going to grab.
I guess. Thing is, will it cheer her up?
Sure will.
Fine, I'll pick some. Becoming quite the romantic.
Handsome Geralt, handsome as always. Handsome and beautiful. It's going to get a bit risque in a little bit. It's going to be a bit risque. A wee bit risque. Oh, look at this guy. Look at that guy. That guy's giving us a sultry dance. Look at her. Unhappy. Let's make someone's day.
I thought you had to meet Olgierd.
You and I see each other so rarely. Figured Olgierd could wait till morning. Smile, Shani.
You remembered I liked the Rowan.
And that's how you do it, friends. That's how you do it. You want to woo someone's heart? Listen to them. Listen to them and take note. There are obviously different types of love languages.
Wedding's still in full
Shani really likes gift giving.
I'd say you were at a funeral. Why so sad?
Sad? Not really. It's just... After I caught the Garland, I realized something. The years are flying by, yet all I ever do is study, pump stomachs, and reattach limbs. All alone.
This is a bit too on the nose, isn't it?
You got me.
For how long? A day? 2? Don't get me wrong. It's nice, but you come and go. Yet I need someone who'll be there every night when I come home. After a day of bandaging wounds and sewing up guts, I need a good glass and a good laugh with someone who'll help me forget it all for a moment.
I get it. And yeah, could never be there for you every day. But I am happy to see you always. And today, I'm all yours.
I like how honest Geralt is with his time, you know?
Let's drink to tonight.
To tonight. May the moment last.
Geralt's just so happy just to be able to say, hey, I'm just here.
I'm afraid the drinks got into our minstrels. Horribly off-key.
One guy's drumming without a drum. You see that? That was interesting. Okay. Look at that guy drumming without a drum. Okay, everyone. This is where it gets a little bit risque. So look away.
Not half bad. Might have even enjoyed
Hey
myself.
Jiro, how's it going?
To argue with a madman's ghost, be his puppet.
Makes big statement
Admit,
there.
though,
What about air
thanks
guitar?
to him, I did experience a lot of things I might have missed otherwise.
Mean chasing a dog through the woods or brawling, fence board in hand?
Forgetting something. There was also a kiss.
Ooh.
True. Though that was so clearly Vladimir. I nearly forgot you were involved at all.
His will, sure, but my body.
Look at the rabbits.
Felt
Ah,
everything.
a sign of
Reminded
fertility.
me of the old times.
I'm not sure whether they're supposed to be there.
Vizima, you mean? Oh, I thought you'd forgotten our whole Catriona story.
Epidemics long forgotten, sure. But the romantic bits in that adventure? Don't plan to forget those.
How you going, Jiro? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to see you.
You needn't worry about our finances, sir. My workshop, business is booming.
Good. I'm relieved to hear it. See, coin's tied to Torrent, but don't tell the old battleaxe. She'd be furious if she learned to let it slip.
Oh, wow.
Never you worry, sir.
How long did you nap for? I
My lips
love
are soft
napping.
as the grave.
I'm a big nap.
Most menfolk need to stick together.
Sir. Enough of that. I'm Vassy. You can call me Dar.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Dar. I feel honoured. Let's drink on it.
I think they've had enough drinks already.
Seems the families are bonding.
A bride's father and his son-in-law? Stiff at first, but add drink and they bond or slap each other silly.
I was afraid the wedding wouldn't happen at all.
Mean the differences in wealth?
Shani, easily the best romance.
Jonas's
Easily
family
the best
didn't
romance
consider
of the season.
Aldona worthy.
Oh, that's not a
Clear
season.
they love each other, though. Parents
Series.
usually give in if that's the case.
Oh, I don't know. My mother would never accept an unfit beau, even if I insisted I loved him, had chosen him.
Doubt your mother's that unbending? You'd win her over, I'm sure.
I haven't managed to yet.
You only ever bring home fiddlers, jugglers, and witchers?
There's nothing wrong with fiddlers, jugglers,
No,
or witches.
She'd want me to choose someone wealthy, or with a good trade, well brought up.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
I guess not, but it's hard to find one like that who's still even slightly amusing.
That's probably true.
Tell that to my mother. She actually thinks I should have found a husband at the academy. But I didn't. Ugh.
Witching, yeah,
I'm certain
pretty good
she
trait.
thinks there's something
Consistent
horribly
work,
wrong with
absolutely.
Oh, please, Shani.
Small
It's
chance
the
of death,
13th
and
century.
also
Women don't go to the academy to find a husband.
infertile,
They
I
learn to
believe.
pursue their passion. You did that. I'm sure your mother appreciates it. You got a doctorate, have your own practice, been at the front lines many times. You're a good person. Not a thing wrong with you.
Really think so?
Really.
It's so interesting how there's very little that you can do to influence this. As I said earlier in one of the other
Look.
streams,
The Brave Brothers.
it's that
Drank themselves stiff as the boards they tore from the
it
fence.
is unbelievably.
Wonder
There's
where the
only
sister
one
is.
way that you avoid
Couldn't
romancing
protect her from
Shani.
a cheeky 4-year-old in their condition.
If they hadn't intervened, you'd have gone for a
And
tumble
I'm
in the
interested
Haywood.
as to
willing, if
why
you
the
ask me.
designers kind of narratively allowed. Let's be
I
nice.
wasn't in the mood. Would have resisted, tried to regain control.
I think you would have seized the opportunity.
I don't need opportunities like that.
And changed your style.
Let's say I've grown choosy.
You say that as if you've already picked.
'Cause I have. Guess who?
It's her. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, people.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Been thinking about that kiss.
What kiss?
The one Vladimir planted on your lips with my lips. Just wondering if it would have
God,
felt
he's so
any different
stilted
without him
sometimes.
there.
My
That
lips.
I cannot tell you.
Your lips and my lips with my lips and your lips.
Only one way to find out.
See, there's what could we have done then to stop that? To stop that romance? Nothing. Welcome to an awkward, intimate scene. Now, for the sake of Twitch, I am going to have to skip part of a certain
So,
scene.
How'd it compare?
Let's say completely different.
Honestly, completely different.
Better or worse?
Hey Jay, how's it going? Did you win Dota?
Definitely prefer
Getting your
kissing you
ASMR?
without Vladimir's help. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Vladimir was after more than a kiss. Said so openly, in fact.
Skip it. Why skip it,
All
Mammal?
true. He was very direct, I'll give him
Mammally
that.
Hulk Bogan. How's it
Which
going?
on
Awkward like
occasion
when the
has
sex
its
scene comes on when your parents
You're
are in the room.
right.
Very,
Save a
very
lot of
awkward.
So,
I'm just sharing it with you
how do
guys
stand today,
instead.
girl? Have some time to waste with me? Or would you rather go back now?
Let's go back.
Love to stay, I would. But we ought to get back to the wedding.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's best. Just thinking
Gotcha. You fucking
friends should
wanted
stay
some
friends.
shiny romance, but I gotcha. I gotcha. You idiots.
So I'm not going back to the wedding. Not really fond of watching drunks stagger around anyway.
We have
Johnny,
wait.
hurt her. Before you go, need to ask you a favor.
Yes?
It's about Olgierd. Seems a mysterious man. Can't escape the impression his story's more complicated than I thought. Could you look into it? See if you can learn something?
Sure.
What's up,
Be glad to.
Pingers? What's up?
Thanks. Be seeing you.
Yes.
Good luck with Rocket League,
See
Jay.
you later, Geralt.
Welcome everyone. How are we all doing? Let's keep heading through the world. We got one more quest to go. A midnight clear. All done. We've got to inform Olgierd, and then we're off to deal with Olgierd's wife, Iris. So Shani's a great character. Yeah, I'm down for some gaming later. Yeah, I could do some games. Got to cook my dinner first. Got to cook my din-dins. What's everyone having for din-dins? Slash whatever, wherever you are in the world. So we're going to have to deal with... this is... I think...
That's it, Roach.
I think the next... So that quest, that wedding quest, has to be my favourite quest of the Witcher series. This next part, though... can Roach fit through there? Oh, tight fit. That next part, though... man, this guy is speaking Cyrillic in there? Damn, anyone speak Cyrillic? I hope you're
like
saying
that
nice
silver?
things, Zumel. This next part I think is probably the most tragic part of the Witcher series. And extremely beautiful. I could talk about the fact of avoiding romancing Shani. There is a bug apparently. What? Really, Hulk? In what way? Chicken schnitty. Ooh. Ooh. Where's the bug? You said go play Gwent.
Run, Roach.
Spag and meatballs. Too bad you don't own a pasta maker, Jay. Zumel, you didn't say. You didn't say. Go play Gwent. Welcome everyone. Welcome. A few new faces in the chat tonight. I haven't seen anyone. I haven't seen many of you before. Hulk Bogan saying, yeah, someone asked one of the devs on Twitter a while ago why you can't avoid hooking up with her there. According to them, it was meant to be optional, but it always launches into it without a choice. We escapade. We escapade. We escapade our fate.
Faster.
Why is it telling me to go down that way? Oh, don't need to deal with this. Let's go this way. Tonight, this afternoon, this evening. Time is very fluid, especially when we're working on such a worldwide platform, you know what I'm saying? Hi from Russia, we best country, we come from future. That's very exciting. Future Russia tech. Let's head through. Keep moving, keep moving. We've got to go see David Beckham, i.e. Olgierd. Maybe not Russia, but maybe somewhere else? I gotta go back to Oxenford. Endlessly fascinated by romance options in Witcher 3. Creates interesting tension between player and Geralt's will, absolutely. But also, I mean, I don't know how many of you played the old Witcher series, so like Witcher 1 or Witcher 2. Witcher 1, the romance was just like such a weird... such a weird addition to the game. It was almost like a mini game. They made it almost into a mini game where you collected erotic cards of every person you slept with. And like you could then go off and have a look at the erotic cards later. It was so weird. It was like you then like explored every option to then be like, well, do I sleep with this person? Do I get my little card saying that I've done well?
How much for a herring? Crown apiece. Huh?
Need to chat.
Tell with Gwent, Witcher erotic card game release date. Here we are. It's David Beckham. It's David Beckham. Hold on. I just got a message on Steam. I just need to have a look at it. Let's do this one.
Vladimir sends his love.
You spoke to him? Impossible.
Did more than that. Fulfilled your wish.
So if we compare these, if we compare the two brothers,
Curious what you have to say.
Olgierd and Vladimir versus the Bosoli brothers, very different outcomes, very, very different stories,
Fulfilled your wish.
but both again mirroring one another.
Your dead brother had himself one more day like those of old.
Very easy to say. But have you got any proof?
I do.
We've got a letter written in our blood, not your brother's blood.
Vladimir's hand is unmistakable.
Technically, Geralt's hand.
You've done well, Witcher.
Music is super loud.
Need
Music is
something
super
else?
loud.
Third wish. Time you stated it.
A moment, Geralt. I must say to something. Then we'll chat. You there. Yank the herring out the barrel.
So I think we're going to get a little scene here. Bang tour to collect it. That is exactly what it was, Jiro. And the music is so upbeat.
None of this dallying.
But Olgierd is just an asshole now.
Ready to listen? Or do you still not give two shites about what I've got to say?
I'm ready. I'm listening.
Good. You'll return to your lord and tell him as follows. His demand was brazen. Hurt me to the core. For I was brought up to respect the sacred law of hospitality. And I shall not bend to an uncouth boor's dictum. Understood?
Is he
I
referring
will
to
pay him
here?
a visit shortly to test his willingness to adapt. So you ride off and announce me. And don't spare your horse. Got it?
Aye. Got it.
Okay, alright.
Give this man a mount. and leave him
Really
alone.
re-emphasizing the fact that Olgierd believes he has some kind of honor among thieves.
The Aetheri believe one should only discuss important matters out of doors, with the gods as witnesses.
Let's find out why there was Barrel
What's that
Man.
about?
On the way here, we stopped for nourishment at a tavern belonging to one Lord Dauntless. We enjoyed ourselves as one does at an inn, raucously. Our antics were not to the liking of this Dauntless. Sent a man to warn us that if we were ever to return, we would hang.
You burned the inn down.
I left ample compensation with the innkeep. But it seems the rapscallion neglected to mention this to his lord. But that's of little import.
So here's another this is another like kind of pattern that we see from Olgierd. Everything he touches burns, essentially.
I intend to accept it.
He can't
Return to those
go
paths.
anywhere and do anything without it being destructive. So we see that in the initial moment when we deal with Olgid at the very beginning of the game. He lives at that manor, he's staying at hospitality, but by the end of it, he's murdered not only the Lord's son, but he's also burnt down the entire house. Olgid is like a manifestation of destruction. He can't do anything without destroying. He is no longer a creative person.
Fulfilled 2 of your wishes. Time I learned the 3rd.
Confident, aren't you?
David Brackham.
Proud, sure of your strength. Fearless.
3rd task, if you don't mind.
Mutations. They strip
Yeah.
you of emotion. Tell me, have you ever loved? I mean, truly loved?
I think he doesn't give a shit.
You don't give a shit, Olgierd.
You'd make piss poor company for a talk about love anyway.
3rd wish. Still waiting to hear it.
Like Midas,
Aye,
yeah,
you
yeah.
stupid.
That's a great
Fine.
link, Hulk.
Listen well. I had a wife once. The day I saw her last, I gave her a rose. A violet one. Bring me that blue. Wouldn't mind reminding myself what it looks like.
So again, it's a little bit of a
When
link
was
to
that? How long's it
Beauty
been?
and the Beast.
Flowers wilted and turned to dust by now.
You wished to hear a wish. Now you have. Fulfill it. I ride now to visit this Dauntless, but one of my men will remain here. He'll know how to find me. That is, of course, should you succeed.
Least you could tell me where your wife is.
In my old manor, east of Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd wish you Godspeed, but, well, you understand, I'm sure. Goodbye, Geralt.
Okay, all right. Let's head to this manor. Let's head to this manor. Yeah, I mean we've got the Rose. Rose obviously has a whole bunch of semiotic understandings in regards to love, affection, appreciation. But I believe in this one they're using it as kind of like a reminder of Beauty and the Beast. Beauty essentially helps the Beast through the form of this immortal rose. And I think that's exactly what Von Everec is to Iris, his wife. He has become a beast. He has become evil, awful, disgusting, corrupt from within, and it's kind of an inverse of the fairy tale. And I would argue that, you know,
Anyone there?
there's a few things here that kind of
Kendrick?
add to that.
Kendrick? You there?
Not so loud.
Ah! God, scared me off to...
Not so loud, I said. Fog's not natural. Could be something in there hiding. Foglets or air nymphs, for example.
Nymphs?
Don't want to attract them.
They're nymphs that
Believe me.
stutter a bit.
Foglets.
They're nymphs that stumble over their words.
Sweet mother, my little, why'd I ever come here?
Kendrick fellow. Who is he?
We's partners. Sneak into derelict houses. With something valuable lying about.
So you're a thief.
Thieves steal from the living. What's the harm taken from the dead? Kendrick went to open a door. I stood watch. Suddenly heard his lamp smash. Then nothing. Quiet. Called out to him, but
This next section of the game is unbelievably beautiful, I argue.
what was that? One of them foglets you spoke of?
And this next scene, so
Phew.
I don't know how many of you are into
Stole off
Warhammer.
my-
I'll see what that was and look for your
I collect
partner.
Warhammer.
You...
Ain't about to wait around. I'm
I
outta
don't
here.
play it, I paint it and collect it. There was a box set that was released not too long ago called The Cursed City. The Cursed City,
gonna find
Games
that
Workshop,
rose in this
the
file?
creator of Warhammer kind of franchise and models, they were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a
Fresh manure.
it's not a limited release. It's gonna be something that is gonna be around for a while. It's gonna be a franchise that we're gonna kind of build on over the next coming years. And then like overnight, it disappeared. And any trace of them ever saying that it was like going to be a full release, not limited, was like scrubbed from the internet. Yeah, and then sold out immediately. That's right, Hulk. One of the characters, they've never announced why. They've never said like, oh, this is the reason we, production costs, or I don't know, like whatever it could have been.
A grave here.
But a couple of people have noticed that some of the models are very, very similar to a few franchises. One of the models is very similar to the monster we're about to face in this little section here.
What are you doing in a place like this? Best shoe before you get hurt.
This is a Warhammer game called Curse City. Now, the black dog, super important in regards to semiotics. When I refer to semiotics, I mean like symbol. So black dog is often referred to in mental health circles as kind of like a version of depression. And in Irish kind of mythology as well, black dogs are referred to as kind of like this signifier of... And by the way, welcome Nick, how are you doing? A signifier of death, of an impending death. So in Irish mythology, you walk along the road, and if you see a black dog in the middle of the road, it means that death is coming for you, if not right around the corner. And usually, when you see a black dog, you hear a banshee scream. Had you had a sandwich for breakfast again? No, you're doing well. That's a 10 out of 10 ham sandwich right there.
Beehives, well maintained but dormant.
But it's often used in allegory for depression as well. The idea, if you're feeling unhappy, you have the black dog following you. The Hound of the Baskervilles as well, I believe, is often linked to the idea of the black dog. Absolutely, Hulk. I have to admit, I'm not au fait with my Sherlock Holmes knowledge. So if you want to fill us in, please, by all means. What would you say the black dog is in the Hound of the Baskerville? I should have changed our armor. We're wearing like...
Somebody dragged something this way. A body?
Let me change our armor real quick. Let's wear the Order of the Flame. We probably should check down some of these glyphs. Let's duck that glyph in, and then let's make Quen. Quen's quite good. Ard's pretty fun. Let's do this. God, I love the character costume. I love the character costume so much. It looks so good. May as well chuck a thing on our sword as well, and we need to put on our glasses. There we go. Look at that. Handsome is as handsome does, as Samwise Gamgee says. 2 plus attack power, 3 plus attack power. Bleeding, burning, stagger. 2 planets. Let's chuck down a burning, and let's chuck down armor piercing. Chance of stun's not bad. Let's do armor piercing. Yeah, the costume designers must have had such a fun time designing this armor set, or the many armor sets that.
Someone dragged a wounded man through here.
Let's fight this grave digger. Oh, look, it's a black cat.
I'd scooch along, kitty. This place.
Just note as well that there's no music.
That digging.
as much as like soundtracks often provide a resonance or a mood, the lack of sound also provides a resonance and a mood.
Must have been the other thieves.
So I don't know if how many of you watched No Country for Old Men. It's a movie without a soundtrack. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I tell a lie. There is actually one moment where there is a soundtrack, but it's for one scene only. Sherlock Holmes mythos, not quite sure, not my forte. Honestly, I know the Yeth Hound, which apparently is what part of the Hound idea is based on. What's a Yeth Hound? I don't know what a Yeth Hound is. Pray tell if thou art inclined.
Graves, unmarked, laid out in rows like garden beds. Hey. Hear me?
Because he's not a gravedigger, he's a gardener. We needed to upgrade our sword, actually.
Another thief. Bodies mutilated.
This is the freakiest
Who
fucking
are you?
dude. When you reveal his face. So in Warhammer, a very similar character that they just released. Damn, son.
Damn.
God, that's messed up. How do I fight this guy again? There's a special. Okay. Right, if he hits us, he gains health. A bit of lifesteal. A little bit of lifesteal. So he does. And if he kills those creatures, he also heals up. But because we're playing on pretty easy, it shouldn't be too difficult. I say that. I'm about to die. Drink ourselves a swallow potion. Okay, he's almost dead. 2 more swings. There we go. There we go. There we go.
What the fuck was that?
That is my favorite line.
No eyes or nostrils, deformed organs. Damn thing had no right to be alive.
God, such a cool idea just to have a little cat and a little dog. Yeth Hound from old Devon
Well,
folklore. Oh,
philosophers
describes this
do
headless
still
dog that
debate what
wanders
it
through
means
the
to be
night, wailing and
alive.
screaming.
Exactly.
Always here it's certain to die. That's very interesting.
Normally I'd be shocked, but not after what I just saw. Who are you two?
Clearly not animals. Think of us as friends of the house.
What's with the show? The pretense that you're animals. You couldn't have warned me?
No. We're obliged to maintain discretion.
So why talk to me at all?
Why? Well, we get so few chances to talk to humans, and we're curious to know what brought you.
Gonna need a better answer than that.
Later.
Yeah, again, love these creatures. Really interesting. Black Cat as well has a lot of connotations in regards to magic, luck, life, etc., etc.
What about this thing?
The
What can you tell
look-see.
me? Friend
What's
of
the
yours?
look-see Hulk? I don't know on
We
that
call
one
him
either.
the caretaker.
Doesn't look like any creature I've ever seen. Where'd it come from?
From very far away. He was summoned to guard Lady Iris and the home. He tended the garden, took care of unwanted guests.
Very
care.
far away. Meaning where
Caretaker.
exactly?
The name of this place would mean naught to you.
Caretaker is a really interesting word in and of itself, because once, I mean, the caretaker takes the care. If you actually break it down, what he's doing is removing care, or removing opinion, removing a want, removing a need. They take care of things.
You know the master of the house, the owner?
Olgierd von Everec? Yes, we know him, but he left, and his wife became mistress of the house.
Great. So,
And you can
Lady
see
von
how
Everec home?
Olgierd
Could you announce me? Say she has a
and
guest?
his wife
Why do you
have
wish
an
to see her?
extremely abusive relationship to some
I'm here
degree.
to get the violet rose Olgierd gave Iris just before he left.
Olgierd leaves the caretaker to take care
Iris
of
is
her, but
inside,
really Olgierd
in the
leaves the
bedchamber
caretaker to make sure
upstairs.
she doesn't ever
Take
really
his
leave.
key. It opens the rear door.
Guess I'll make
Abusive
my own
kind of,
introductions.
especially abusive romantic relationships, but often power dynamics between two people.
So,
Often there
how
is
should I address
an
you?
assumption that
As you did now. We'd rather keep our names to ourselves.
an abuser will often convince the person who is being abused that all they're doing is looking after them, caring for them, and that they have to do these abusive things in order to maintain this care. Olgierd is not a good guy. Olgierd is a horrible individual. But why is he horrible? And that's the key question that we have to try and answer.
My house.
Is he horrible because he is inanely horrible? Like, there is nothing else to it, that he is just a bad person. Or are there a set of circumstances that can occur that make someone this horrible? Luxie is a horror monster from Crypt TV. I have to look that up. I'm amazed how many double hinges are on all the doors in the Witcher series. Yeah, this absolute... I mean... What a great scene. The house is a great symbol of their relationship. Decrepit, ruined.
What the hell?
And we have to deal with Iris's
Gotta be careful.
fears at the end of this. And you'll see what she fears. Chronicles of Redania. Kovir. I do definitely think the context of the story in Witcher 3, that the Black Dog is meant to be representative of Iris' depression, the Black Cat, general omens of death and despair surrounding the relationships and vulnerability. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, this is the level of care that I really appreciate from the writing team and the design team. I know one might argue, say, oh, you're reading into it a little bit too much, surely. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I think this was designed by people who really loved their work. And when I say their work, I mean the story. And,
What the hell was that?
let's have a look at the sketchbook. So I mentioned maybe 2 episodes ago when the heist was going on that you needed to remember a name because it was mentioned during the auction. Van Rowe. Van Rowe. Remember that name as we go through this this section of the game.
Olgierd as I've never known him. A different man then.
You can even hear like soft whimpering and soft cries. It's so incredibly poignant. And even just noting about like what isn't ruined. Like, this is such a beautiful, like, if you walk around this house, it's all dark and dimly lit, and then finally you come across a scene that has life in it. Why is this a place of importance? And also, as players, we immediately know that that is that is important. Lighting design
Tidy, and everything is clean.
in
ready for
regards
a meal
to
be served. Caretaker must still set the table.
wayfinding or players navigating through spaces. If you want a great game that kind of emphasizes that idea of lighting as a great method of guiding people, Journey is probably the one that I would recommend playing. You can finish it in about 2 hours. It's unbelievably beautiful.
Someone out to stop me.
Portrait of someone. And we can assume Iris being lost.
Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Fire damage. Interesting.
Okay. Let's keep having a look around. Not sure whether you're supposed to do that. Okay, there must be something. There must be a room we have missed. I wonder who that old curmudgeon is. Okay, let's go back downstairs. I'm sure there's downstairs that we missed something. Definitely plenty of room to look deeper into a bunch of Witcher 3 quests. They work really hard to put a lot of details into so many that have deeper meaning and connotations than on the surface. Absolutely. Absolutely. Replaying Hearts of Stone, I'm kind of like, maybe I want to replay and stream the entire game. It would take a while, but maybe, probably not with the same level of analysis. But you know, but I just it's been a number of years since I played the whole thing through, and gosh, it's just reminds me of. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? Great writing, great gameplay. Sure, some things are a bit, weird, but overall, I love the lore. Okay, is something outside that maybe we missed? Maybe we needed to try the door upstairs. Maybe we didn't. Can we unlock that? No, key required. What have I missed? Oh, here we go.
Rope looks new. Bucket's been repaired.
No, it only takes 1,000 hours.
Could it be? Tools are so organized, it's scary.
Caretaker's hut. Okay. Don't think we can go that way. Nope, can't. Must be something in the house we've missed. Something in. Maybe we'll check the upstairs door that said locked. Maybe our key will open that. Otherwise, gotta use your witch's senses. Come on, sense that shit. I mean, this place is spooky as all hell as well. Back into sensing. I mean, the little quest little thing is saying, like, go upstairs. I think it must be the door the can't unlock that one. We've looked at that. We go around here. Been through here. On the balcony. Didn't go to the balcony. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Ah, Hulk. Just one step ahead of the game.
How you like that silver?
Let's check on our potion for specters. We really need to repair our sword. Oh no! Oh, I'm just doing this the hard way. We're fine. When's the next kissing scene? Too long, too far away. Too far away. Too far away. No more kissing scenes. No more kissing scenes, unfortunately. Sorry, Joe. Did you win Rocket League?
What the hell was that?
And the whole place is burning. Wow, what a coincidence that Olgierd has burnt not only one tavern, but a manor, and this place is on fire? Oh, it's like it's a theme or something.
Bedchamber. Iris was supposed to be here.
It's like it's a theme. I'm just going to quickly do one or two things before we just finish this. Ooh. Ornate clothes. Does that give us better armor? It does, and it looks great. Let's chuck some signs on these. Let's put glyph on that one, and Gwen. Right at the end, when Geralt realizes the only way to help Olgierd is to move on.
Gotta be her. Damn it.
Yep.
You wish to see her? Here she is.
A man should frame his wishes carefully. It forestalls disappointment.
This some sick
Wishes is
Why didn't you tell me
obviously
she was dead right away?
a major thing.
You didn't ask.
Looking for?
And why hasn't anyone buried her?
We can't. As for the caretaker, the one you cut down, while still alive, she ordered him to stay away from her for all time.
Hey, Kip, how's it going? Welcome.
How did she die? Don't see any wounds, evidence of a fight.
Her heart burst.
Meaning what? A heart attack?
No.
No, it simply burst.
Find that hard to believe.
Yet that's precisely what happened. One day Iris locked the front door, lay down here and died. From grief, from loneliness.
Funny enough, that is a thing that actually happens. A real quick story about that. So in Japan, there's a certain word for it, and in Western medicine, we're trying to figure out why certain people die after their spouses leave them, or usually it's spouses of many years die suddenly. I've got a personal story on this one. So my grandfather was 95 and my grandmother was 90. She slipped and broke her hip and ended up in hospital, and basically that was it. Like, she was dying. My grandfather really struggled living without her, and so claimed he was sick, and then went into hospital so that he would be in the same room as her. She was so out of it, like she really didn't know what was going on. Very kind of daisy, and it was pretty clear that she wasn't going to recover. Anyway, she died, and my grandfather lived to the funeral, which was a few days later. and then died 2 days after that. My grandfather did not enter hospital with any symptoms, did not enter hospital with really any problems. He was a fit man. He was quite sprightly. He would still garden and still walk and head around places. He just willed himself to die because he didn't really want to live anymore. Died of a broken heart, essentially, which is pretty fucking astounding.
The deeper I get into this, the more I gotta wonder. Why are you even helping
So it
me?
does happen.
We were summoned to serve Iris von Everec. Our mistress died, but that did not free us from her service.
Got it. You want to leave this place, leave these bodies?
Surprised?
No, not at all. Her ghost's restless, angry, attacks intruders. Know why?
Lady von Everec has endured much hardship. She's unaccustomed to guests and not fond of strange folk.
She can't hear us.
Seems I gotta speak to Iris's ghost.
It's no easy task to contact the mistress. Rage and bitterness fill her.
Got my ways. To make contact with Iris, I gotta bury her body. But that caretaker's macabre little cemetery won't do. Too much blood, too much fear.
She spent much time in the front garden.
Maybe there.
Wait. Take this key. It opens the front door.
Okay, we gotta go back and
dog.
check out that little tidbit that's in the house. Maybe we don't have time. Gotta go and check that out really quickly. Hopefully one of this. No, we'll just have to go the long way. Yeah. Such a tragic storyline. Such a beautifully written storyline as well. Like, really well written.
Lovely couple.
Yeah, it's great. And our painting room, Iris's painting room. You know, they didn't need to add in Iris's painting room, you know? That's just the level of detail they go to. That's why we love their games. Most of the games. Most of the games. Sadly, not everyone's a banger. Especially when you fucking put down Crunch and then advertise it for like 12 years. Doesn't end well. Yeah, that's it, Hulk. That's it. That's it. Seems like people do better when, you know, they're just working on their own timeline, and I know where we're going to put it. We're going to put it up near the easel, right? That's our spot.
This place seems suitable.
Yes, she loved to paint.
Did Iris von Everec have any last requests? Say how she wanted her remains disposed of?
She feared death. Worried none would see to her burial or say a kind word in parting.
Guess I'll be the one to do
that. Hulk, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. God, what a... yeah. Let's... She was a talented painter because we own one of her paintings.
Can't say much about Iris von Everec, but I do know I like her paintings. It's a shame her art couldn't bring her greater comfort. At times, fate muddles our path, and life turns toilsome, hard to bear. Yet all deserve respite and peace in death. You two, got any last words for your mistress?
We don't partake in human rituals.
Trusting that what you've done is in keeping with your customs.
Let's place her sketch pad on the grave, because I don't think it does, like, Olgierd
Perhaps you'd like it to be buried
Iris
with you.
deserves to have the
The
sorry,
remains are interred.
not deserves, but like
Let's summon her.
should be subjected to having the portrait on her.
Tormented
Because Olgierd did
spirit,
this,
I've
essentially.
laid your bones to rest. Forget your wrath. Forget your grief. Show yourself. Forgive me for tearing you from your realm. I need to ask you.
God, look at that costume. Fuck, that's so well designed. She's a woman in mourning. Like, yeah, we gotta get her exotic card.
Should I follow you? All right.
Here we go. Now this is so
What is
beautiful.
this
This
place?
level feels like you're in an oil painting. Oh, look at that. That's so cool.
The Painted World. The work of Iris von Everec.
Although I remember playing this first time around and it being unbelievably
How do you
hard.
two get in here?
We exist in both worlds at once.
Strange place.
One born of Iris von Everec's dreams.
It existed only in her mind while she lived. In death, it gained substance.
Pretty fantastic tale. Hard as hell to believe.
Yet you'd best believe it, and be on your guard. The Painted World is rife with danger.
All right, this is lovely and all, but where's Iris?
You awoke her but for a moment. If you wish to speak to her, you must tear her from her slumber completely.
Sure, but how?
You're a tracker, right? Saw you examining the tracks outside.
So we have this
Yeah,
kind of
so-
Sleeping Beauty now
This
motif.
is a world built of memories blurred and wilting. Moments our mistress wishes to forget, but cannot.
You need to find them, restore them, summon the fears that torment Iris, and destroy
Alright,
them.
killing fears. That's what we were doing.
Easy to say.
Assuming. Oh, here we go.
Spectres of Olgierd and his wife. But why aren't they moving?
This is a memory.
But it's incomplete, blurred. You must peer closely and restore it.
Iris was painting the manor.
And Olgierd was being a dick. Restored. Done. Done. Finish the game.
Pieces of tableware for an afternoon tea or breakfast. Painting palette. Probably not right. Probably not right.
Can't we? Oh no. Aren't we given where the paint's
Perfect
done?
match.
What's he holding then?
Probably not right.
Not the teapot. Must be holding something. What's this? A book.
The Spirit from the Steppe. Read often, well worn.
Let's do it.
Perfect match.
Looks like a ledger that he's reading.
We should get a dog. Or a dog and a cat. Even better.
When the rain comes, the dog will warm my feet and the cat will play with a ball of yarn by the fire. What do you think?
One of the early
Are
stages.
you even listening?
Apologies, dear. Had my mind on my book.
Is it that terribly absorbing?
Hmm? Yes, terribly. Know what? Let's go inside.
Why? It's lovely out here. The birds singing, the bees buzzing. Blissful, really.
See, Olgierd's
Sorry,
face is
dear.
so gentle there.
I feel
It's really
unwell.
good.
I'll go in. You stay a while longer.
We've done a really good job of like updating that character model throughout to demonstrate a few things. Just punch him in the hair. Memory solved. Same way that made him lose the memory though. Bees. Bees are scary. We gotta... The bees! The bees!
What is that? Another memory?
No, it's a fear. Surely.
No, a nightmare.
A fear embodied, which sooner or later you will have to confront.
Now, Nick Cage, truly a masterful actor. Because I don't know how many of us could have said the bees in the way that... See, I really like these spectres because they're Iris's fears, and one of her fears is Spidey's. Big old Spidey's. That's a perfectly fine fear, but you know what? Don't kill spiders. Like, they're legitimately amazing creatures, and like...
Kind of decorations for a special occasion.
Alright, next one. He's a good actor when he wants to be. It's a shame it's absolutely
Another
awful
memory.
with money. And yeah, that's the tax evasion. Surely we don't have the book anymore. Another bouquet of flowers.
Wine cup,
Glass.
just like the one Olgierd's holding.
A wedding veil.
veil.
Okay, let's check that wine cup.
Perfect match.
Your health, my dear wife.
And yours, my husband.
No, Jay, she's dead. These are all memories that
Mother.
we're walking through.
Custom calls that newlyweds be greeted with bread and salt. But we're alone for now.
I need none but you.
Iris has always
If only
lived a
this
goth
moment
phase.
could last forever.
I shall see what I can do. But come in and see our home.
Gladly, but I know this sounds silly, yet the house has sat empty for so long and I'm...
Afraid of spiders. I know. I swept them all up and tossed them in the garden.
My knight. You've seen
I love he's like, oh, spiders in the garden. Wearing your glasses. Don't worry, Geralt. Geralt of Rivia. Big spider. Oh, damn. This is not going to be good. We need to chuck down some, Oh, we don't have... So yeah, spin to win mode, that's all you do. That's my favorite thing about, like, about leveling up the fast attack.
Same figure.
And I don't know whether you can hear it on your side, but
Another dream of the past. Bet this one's
the
incomplete
music
too.
is really good.
A lavish feast. Trying to impress the guests. Pearls. Doll must have cost a fortune. Olgierd's wife liked flowers. Judging by the ornamentation, this might be hers.
Okay.
Just a little different than the painting.
So 2 candles are alight, and the fire must be alight as well. Nice little riddles. See how they're implementing their riddle design within the game itself? It's so clever. So clever. Gotta pay attention to your surroundings in order to finish your little riddle.
My darling, is everything all right? You seem pale, out of sorts.
Everything's fine, really. But why don't you tell me how you fare? I'm ever so happy to see you. Except, why didn't Grandmama and Grandpapa come?
It's a long, rugged journey. Muddy.
They still refuse to meet me. Is that it? And what's this?
We've brought some of Iris's things. A favorite brush, a cherished doll, and this for you.
Banknotes.
We paid off your debts, bought them out, to avoid bringing shame to the family.
So nice of Mama and Papa to remember me.
Olgierd's already becoming that heart of stone.
Now you see his true nature? I warned you before the wedding.
Olgierd can't
A
take
ruffian
charity.
And a boor who keeps the company of bandits. Are you not afraid to live under one roof with that rabble?
Olgierd's already becoming a baddie. And look, Iris is afraid of the rabble already. Yeah, of course she's afraid. Being like cooped up with a bunch of random bandits? Fuck yeah.
So let's follow him, not you again.
Tend to find, dislike the word, I don't find it's used properly often, but a lot more immersive when riddle puzzles are done like this instead of opening up a new window in the UI that pauses the game until you solve it. Absolutely, Hulk, I agree with you entirely. Such a gentle way of puzzle design, I should say. It's not too hard, it's not too intense, it's just, you know, making you try and feel a little bit more aware of your surroundings and what's going on. Do you think that's a young Iris? Must be. Must be a young Iris.
The bedchamber.
Use our witch's senses to figure out what's going on.
Wick's almost gone. Towel stained with blood.
What time is it?
It's late. Sleep.
Up all night in your study again, I see. What have you got on your hands?
Nothing. Got a bit dirty, that's it.
Is that blood? Have you hurt yourself?
Ink stains. I was writing letters. I shall go to Oxenfurt soon. Perhaps you'd come with me.
Oh, that's a marvelous idea. A trip would do us both so much good.
Then it's decided. Now, time for bed. I'm exhausted.
I shan't fall asleep now.
So he's casting his
It's out
spells
of the
now.
question. Come, I shall finish your portrait.
He's calling Gaunter. Spirit from the step thing is just not going away.
Another blurred memory.
What a cup. some
Fresh,
fruit.
as if someone just rinsed it.
We need a cup and the fruit next to it.
She painted all geared, but the details.
Good
are
old
off.
God.
Living
Yeah.
tableau's missing something. Living tableau's gotta look just like the painting.
We got grapes, which were to the left.
Fits, I think.
And then the goblet, which is to the right.
Here.
And in the
Maybe
middle.
on this side.
Which is place of the apple, which is on the right.
This goes here.
Done.
Finally, just like the picture.
Just
Smile
like
a
it.
bit wider.
Like this.
You were meant to smile, not bare your teeth. No, still wrong. Smile like you did when Papa agreed we could marry. Please?
He can't because he's losing his emotions.
You're useless.
Every time he asks Gaunter to do something for him,
I've a bit of work I should see to.
Again. Olgierd, we agreed not to keep any secrets from one another. We promised.
Forgive me. I don't wish to discuss this.
Olgierd.
Olgierd really needs to open up, really needs to think about himself, think about how he communicates. He's not communicating well. It's okay to be afraid, it's okay to be a bit sad. Trying to communicate is hard, but it's a worthwhile thing to do. It's a worthwhile skill to develop. It's really hard though. Oh. We've broken our sword again? Oh, we have, haven't we? Hold on, let's fix that. Bream. Amateur master weapon repair. Let's do that.
Master von Everek's study. Here he immersed himself in the arcane arts.
Oh, look at that. Look at that spooky chalk circle.
The gates of mystery between worlds. The library of an occultist.
This is kind of interesting. Of all the beings inhabiting the outer spheres, the spirits of the elementals are the most foreign to human nature. They possess a will of their own and are intelligent, though not in the way of men, for there is no way to fathom their drives and intentions. Genies, the most powerful of the elemental spirits, prove the most difficult for men to commune with. Only the true masters of magic have perfected this art, which demands long years of study and risky experiments. Yet even the most adept at the magic arts cannot tame a genie, merely force it to perform certain acts against its own volition. They say Mage Stamford once commanded a Dao to move a mountain blocking the view from his tower. But even he could never convince a genie to be willing helpmate in his work or give sound advice, for the reasoning of these creatures is beyond human understanding. So there must be another way to get the wishes that you require. Ah, maybe this will tell us. Whomever so summons a visitant into our realm risks much, whether flickering as a spirit in the ether or inhabiting the flesh of a designated host. The visitant shall strive to attain its liberty, and if it does, it shall wreak great havoc. Thus, a visitant must be summoned only within a protective circle, which shall bind it to as no fetters could. The circle must be complete and eternal with no ruptures. Its line must be drawn with steady hand firmly gripping the chalk, since a stray step made through carelessness or the visitant's trickery can smudge the line. The circle must be further secured by a barrier in form of lit candles made of beeswax. The circle thus protected shall stand as a sure and inescapable prison for the visitant.
A tome about parleying with demons. Manor was depressingly gloomy in the winter.
So the manor is, as I said earlier, it acts as their relationship. I said that a little while ago. As we can see, the manor in full bloom when they're outside together, kind of being with one another, and now it's in winter. And as we see it in modern day,
Pentagrams here
utterly destroyed.
beings. Lines aren't all clear though. Need chalk to fix them. Then I can set out the candles. Beeswax candles.
Where's the chalk then, in that case? Where is our chalk? Ah, here it is. Here we are.
Chalk. Black magic. That should do it. Now for the candles.
I think it's surrounding.
How about this?
Come back! We must talk!
Go away. I wish to be alone.
Not this time! Come out at once!
Oh,
Leave me
girl.
be.
Get out of
I
here.
really want to work in peace.
Oh, get out of here, girl. God, it's so fucking tragic, isn't it? Fucking depressing. There he goes. I love how casual Geralt is, just, you know, leaning back on the old fireplace.
What other spell must I use, damn it? I've tried them all. I wish to end our pact. I summon thee!
He realizes what he's done.
Damn it!
The only emotions he has left is anger. And what's he done? Oh my goodness, his anger will burn that around him.
I did not expect that.
Let's head out this way, shall we? Oh no, the winter wonderland.
Damn it, smack in the middle of a raging blizzard. Gotta find shelter. Get inside.
Oh, gotta stand behind some pillars after a while.
Froze to death.
I suppose we could just run it, can't we? We have to jump down to it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Coming here is 2 winter mode. Man, that was such a short-lived... Such a short-lived version of that game.
This is when he started smoking. A beer tankard, but there was vodka in it. A marriage contract between Iris and Olgierd.
Prenuptial agreement. We, the undersigned, Iris Bewilderwitz and Olgierd von Everec, have agreed to seal our love in a marital contract and to bind ourselves to certain covenants. Let this document stand as an oath before the gods and all that we holy, that till death do us part. Hey Caramel, how you doing? We shall treat one another with mutual respect and give due hearing to each other's requests and opinions. If separation shall come, we shall each retain all property, both movable and immovable, which we brought into the marriage, and additionally shall each keep any presents given by the other during the duration of the marriage. The income which each receives shall spend as he or she sees fit, with all costs related to the maintenance and upkeep of mutual possessions being divided equally between parties. Funny enough, the very most important part of this is the first one. We shall treat each other with mutual respect and give due hearing to each other's requests and opinions, which is not maintained by Olgierd. Very well. Had your FF14 addiction. Final Fantasy 14 addiction is strong enough. That's good. Well, I hope that's good. Is it good?
Not quite. Memory's still incomplete. So that's how he whiled away the long winter evenings.
Furthermore, it is agreed that Iris shall be accorded the respect she is owed, that you shall heed her counsel and requests, and...
Get to the point, Father. My patience runs thin.
See how evil he is now.
Gladly. On Iris's request, I declare this marriage null and void.
You vowed to remain with me till death do us part.
And I've held to my vow. The Olgierd I married is no more.
How much does he sacrifice to get what he wanted?
Does not come that easy. Believe me. You shall stay here forever.
Enough! You will not command us. You will...
God, the dude is... Oh,
Father!
God.
Father! No!
Servant, take this calf.
Notice he's wearing
and feed it to the
a sword
beasts.
now. Good game. Give me lots of ideas on how to expand and change fantasy world I'm trying to create, since it's a mix of traditional fantasy and technology.
No.
That's
He may
fantastic.
remember that he should love her.
Let's go upstairs.
What's the fantasy world you're creating?
I remember. We spent much time together here, the three of us.
In silence.
Animal hair.
We'll take our places, the same as then.
God,
do
what
the
a
rest.
fucking depressing state of affairs. But this is the thing, people. Like, I don't want to, you know, trigger warning abusive relationships and stuff, but this shit happens. People get stuck in these relationships, and I don't mean stuck, I mean trapped. Like, absolutely trapped. There are people who are irises in this world that desperately need ways to escape.
Claw
If
scratches.
only our government would really fund great kind of... Oh God, I could go into it, but...
Single place setting. No others on the table.
If only there were places and people that could help.
Perfect match. Got something wrong.
Well, that's small ball. Small ball
There
for the
we
Kit
go.
Kat. He's looking a little bit steampunk with his glasses. I would agree. I'd agree with that, Jay.
From these bowls?
Of course not. I already told you, we're not animals.
But the caretaker would set them out all the same, as ordered.
Another monstrosity. I begged you to stop this. Those two are too many as it is.
The dog and cat keep you company. This one will protect you. Care for the house, no matter what happens.
Before, I wished to know what was going on in that head of yours. I thought perhaps I could help. Now, I care not the slightest what you think or how you feel.
I feel nothing.
Just as I no longer know if I still hate you. Go, Olgierd. I want you out of my sight.
Just a brutal interaction.
Olgierd von Everec failed to understand we'd never be able to replace him.
His spectre now casts a shadow over Lady Iris's every remembrance.
This is,
We're almost at our journey's end.
What's there?
Iris von Everec's greatest fear.
Let's have a look. What is her greatest fear? I think I know. I think you might know as well.
My dearest wife. Letters from Olgierd to Iris. Were I only as skilled with words as I am with my blade. Especially now, when an icy void grips my heart. I see how you look at me, and I see you wither. I cannot help you, but I believe I can cease harming you. This letter and this rose are my farewell. May you live in health, and remember but the good times.
See, that's the thing. In abusive relationships like this, the damage is done. There is, even if a person has left, the spectre remains. It is Olgierd that she fears most. See how he jerks and moves in an unhuman manner? Because Olgierd isn't human anymore. Jesus.
The sky's weak. As lifeless you wonder your delusion will complete your tasks.
Playing this on Death March. We're playing it on the easiest mode, but I remember playing this on Death March was unbelievably difficult. There we go. Not just to mention he left the company that he left, leaving her locked inside the estate with the caretaker stopping her from ever leaving while he got to run around the world trying to find a way to get back to God. Yeah, absolutely. That's it. The haunting is not just a physical as well. Here we go. Let's let her free.
You're not him.
And remember, she's more afraid of dying to some degree.
Wait, I want to talk.
Not here. Not in this place. I'm sorry. I mistook you for another.
For Olgierd?
I thought he'd returned. To me.
Really appreciate all the ways in which Olgierd is painted as sympathetic, yet still the engineer of his own and others' misfortune. Yeah.
I am sadness.
It's a fine line. It's I suppose it is that classic adage, you know, the road to great evil is paved with good intentions. But Olgierd is inherently a selfish individual. None of his wishes are for anyone else but him. Even when he wishes for the cat and the dog and the caretaker, you know, one could argue that that's for Iris, but it's actually him belaying a sense of guilt.
Saw you before, but you weren't yourself. And I saw you again in your memories.
We've met. I don't recall. I had bad dreams. That is all I know.
come for the violet rose Olgierd gave you.
On the day we saw one another for the last time, I dried it and placed it in our chamber at my bedside. I lay there for days, staring at it, until at last it crumbled into dust, as did I soon after.
So,
yeah, her design's beautiful,
rose
isn't
is
it?
gone?
Isn't it, Sarah?
Not from this world. Look. You buried my body and the flowers bloomed once more. And I was held in a deep, dark sleep. Only now have I awoken, just like my beautiful rose. When you placed the sketchbook on my grave, I remembered learning to draw my husband's face. Tell me, how is Olgierd? Healthy? Does he fare well?
He wishes for them to displace his own obligations. Having a wife and a house is great, except when you have to do anything to look after them. Yeah, absolutely. Caring for another person. Even his first ever wish, which is now gone to screwed him over, was for the prince that Iris was to marry to be turned into a monster. Yep, absolutely, that's it. At no point does Olgierd do anything for anyone else. I'll be interested to see whether he actually does anything at the end. Does he deserve redemption? That's a great question. I think we need to think about ourselves. She still cares about him. It is not up to us to tell her whether she should or should not know about him.
Your husband hunts out ever stronger sensations. He tempts fate, because at heart he's unhappy.
At heart he is stone, so nothing has changed. And did Olgierd mention me? What did he say?
Not much, but I didn't ask about you. He just sent me to retrieve the rose.
The rose? The last I have left of him? His last gift?
Really important. That was the last thing he did for anyone else. It's so fucking heartbreaking. Holy shit. Such a beautiful image.
Got a feeling the rose is important to you, more than a memento.
I remember so little. Yet when I think of my rose, I begin to recall what was. The world around me turns real, and my eyes open wide and I recognize things. Remember who I am and who I was.
Friend once told me about a case like this. Could be strong emotions that bind you to the rose. Feelings we witchers call pins. They're what keeps you in this world.
Like an insect pinned in a collection case. Horrible.
Need to be honest. If I take the rose, you might cease to exist, as might the world you built around you.
And that is the greatest fear.
And what will happen then? Shall I be free of the suffering, the sadness? Is it the void that awaits?
I don't know.
She's just terrified to
I
let
don't
go.
wish to suffer any longer, but I fear there will be cold and darkness until there is nothing at all.
Okay, everyone. So, by taking the rose, we force her to face her fear, which is death. If we leave the rose, then she does remain somewhat alive, but in a perpetual state of unhappiness. I think it's obvious that it's probably better to take the rose, but it's such a human, this is such a human story, this is such a human fear. You know, it's such a human experience to just be terrified of that unknown, and that it's almost better to live in the pain that you're experiencing right now than it is to potentially end up in nothingness. It's the same thought process that goes through people who are abused either by family members, friends, or loved ones. That to leave takes great risk. That is almost better to be with the people and the pain that you know than to potentially experience anything new. It's just so beautiful. As I've gotten older, I lean more to allowing his redemption. First player when I was exiting 18 and missed a lot of the subtext here. I mainly just wanted to screw over Gaunter. Most recent playthrough, I just let him reap what he sowed. The fact that they gave you a decision to say keep it has wrecked me. Yeah, it's just so beautiful, isn't it? Because again, like, I understand why she would want to have it.
I need the rose. Will you give it to me?
It's so fragile.
She's talking about herself.
Look, the petal edges have turned crimson, as they were on the day I received it. The one thing missing is the single drop of dew which slid down the leaf when I took the rose in hand. Or was it blood? Because I pricked my finger. I can't remember.
The act of letting go.
You know, I never did read the letter from Olgierd. I didn't have to. And I needn't have kept the flower he left me. I've come to a decision. I shall give you the rose.
Our service thus ends. Thank you, stranger, for freeing us.
Before we go, some advice. Beware of the one called
This
the
is
Man
a
of
key
Glass.
thing right
Stand
now.
in his way, and you'll meet a fate worse than death. Seek salvation in glass that can't be broken.
Seek salvation in glass that can't be
Glass
broken.
that
Remember
can't
that.
be broken.
So long.
I'll remember you, Iris von Everec.
That no longer matters. Farewell.
Jesus Christ. The acting of letting go is an extremely powerful process that you can do regularly in your life. I won't say that it fixes things or makes you better or provides happiness, but it is a process that I think our society very rarely offers us. And letting go of people and things and places can be a really beautiful thing. And it can be very empowering. Okay, let's end this, shall we? Let's finish this game. The next part is pretty quick, if I remember correctly, and I also know the trick, so we can kind of run through it a wee bit. Just run to this signpost. We might do a quick meditation to get our swallow back. Yeah, I mean, the decision of her just death, the ultimate unknown, or staying with her current moments, even though they are nothing but painful memories, much deeper than is given credit, especially given how many deaths can have, how many meanings death can have in folklore and myth. Absolutely. And I wonder how much more different these experiences would be if witches had faith or believed that something comes after death. Yeah. It certainly seemed that she didn't believe that there was a life after death. Which I think can arguably make the... I mean, it depends on your point of view, but could arguably make the experience even harder for her to give up that rose.
"2 points, and be quick about it."
Oh, please, good sir, a bit of courtesy.
So I look up.
And this is a beautiful moment, because it's just moments of life. Just little moments of the mundane. Super important to anchor your player again.
Over here. Oi, wait your looks. Use the look of a man who knows how to drink.
Thanks. Some other time.
Here now. Don't make me beg. My treats.
And then you're like, oh shit, this guy can control time? What the fuck? This guy becomes more and more sinister. I love how they just slowly bring his power level up. Just gentle.
Of course I am. Wouldn't you be? Time's a marvelous plaything.
And a great spice to use in gingerbread.
So, you were listening. Indeed, occasionally I find time manipulation irresistible. Controlling it offers so many appetizing opportunities. Like spiking the soup of unsavory individuals with appropriately ghastly things.
Who are you, really?
Gaunter O'Din, also known...
Not what I'm asking.
Ah, so you'd rather know what it is I do. In brief, I give folk what they ask for. You might say, I simply grant their wishes.
That'd be downright noble if you didn't always demand something in return.
Law of the market. I was not the one to coin the phrase, nothing comes free.
You're not
the
human,
ultimate capitalist.
That's clear. So what are you? A demon? A djinn?
Do you really wish to know?
Yes.
No, Geralt. You don't. This one time I shall spare you, and not grant your wish. All who have learned my true name are now either dead, or have met an even worse fate. Yet I still need you.
God, that's so cool. I really love that.
You actually control time, or is this just some conjurer's trick?
What difference does it make?
A big one.
Let us say, time has always fascinated me. So I taught myself how best to use it.
Why time, of all things?
Geralt, there are 4 dimensions. Length, width, height, and time. What would you have me fall in? Width?
Great writing. Great writing.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I wanted to congratulate you. You acquitted yourself splendidly with Olgierd. In fact, you've almost satisfied your debt.
Was supposed to fulfill his 3 wishes. Did just that. This is where you remove the brand, because we're even.
Nearly. To fulfill the terms of the contract to the letter, you must do
Hey, Jiggly! Good morning slash evening.
to the Temple of Lilvani.
We're just about to fight the devil
that.
Oh, but we did.
and end the game.
As a man of the world, you should know that every contract contains a catch or two. Small print, which, nevertheless, changes the ultimate meaning of the pact. This applies to oral contracts as well.
Big devil fight.
Recall that I said, and I quote,
I'm going well.
I believe, however, that all will end well, and once it does, we 3 shall meet and thank one another for the voyage we share.
He says that at the very beginning.
Yeah, I remember.
How are you doing, Jiggly? You doing alright?
And I will remove the brand.
Oh, this is a brutal scene.
That was the last time you interrupted me while I was talking.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
What the devil? Why is there a fly in my
What the
suit?
devil?
Was waiting. Had an eye out for you. Didn't see you come in. How was it you're here?
Fuck, that spoon through the fucking eye thing is just unbelievable.
Oh, old Witcher's trick. I concentrate
Yoga this
really
morning as well.
hard, and I can control time and space.
You tossed this fly in my suit?
No. Now listen carefully. Tell your Ataman to come
Yeah,
to the Temple
massively
of Lovani.
census.
It's south of here. Entrance is inside a cave.
What's the commotion?
Lovani's temple. Got it?
Aye, got it. Hold there! Your friend, the medic. She were here. Ask that you look in on her.
Thanks.
Okay. Might extend the stream a little bit
My
longer.
bar stands on 3 pillars. Good food.
Just so we can finish. So we can finish this game.
Maybe he
Fainted?
Let's go talk to Shani first. Our friend. Let's go have a chit chat. Make sure she's okay. Because she will give us a little bit more lore.
Shani.
Oh, Geralt. Good thing you're here.
All packed and ready to go.
What happened? Somebody break in?
This? No. Just getting ready to move.
What? When? Where to?
Not what I wanted to talk to you about. Or at least not only, but... I'm leaving, Geralt. The Eastern Front beckons. I'm Kedwin bound.
Never mentioned you'd be moving. Any intention to either.
I didn't know I would be. Found out this morning. 2 soldiers came to my door, said Redania needs me again.
Fuck Redania.
Couldn't turn him down. Just say no.
Perhaps I could have.
Controlled
But
by
I didn't
some
want
weird
to.
fascist
Treating
kid.
the ill and wounded, it's my calling. No place I'm needed more than at the front.
I understand. Any chance we'll see each other again?
Someday, I'm sure.
So, learn anything about Olgierd?
Well, I abandoned the books quickly. Decided that if I was going to learn the truth, I'd need to find someone who knows it.
Find anyone?
Turned out I didn't need to look far. A colleague at the Academy, an assistant to Professor Permathine Shakeslock, claims Olgierd von Everec met with the professor multiple times.
Shakeslock. That's nice.
Apparently, Olgierd asked the professor to do some research. Professor got so worked up doing it, he went daffy. Started jealously guarding his notes. Wouldn't even let his assistant look at them.
The professor. Where'll I find him?
Here in Oxenfurt. Cloistered inside his house on Academy grounds. Mage hunters guard his door.
Need to talk to this professor.
See if we
We'll
can
go
find
together.
anything about this
Redanian
this
guards
whole
all over the
business.
Academy. Doubt you'll get in alone.
Guards have never stopped me. You know that.
Wound these, and I'll have to patch them up. Besides, we might run into a friend. Get inside free and easy.
Let's go. We're gonna find out more about demons. You know how it be. Find out a little bit more about Gondro Dim.
So how are things at the Academy these days?
You mean since Radovid shut it down?
I mean, is it well guarded?
Might be all it is. Many of the faculty fled to the far north.
Look how beautiful this
the
whole.
braver ones
I
stayed,
just
but assumed the guise
love
of
the
tailors and
location design.
laundresses.
Every time I walk
Why?
through these places,
curious.
like, yeah,
So
this is
others seem
exactly
to
how it
adopt
might
mage
feel to be
tactics.
walking in this
Are they in
world.
the same bind?
To Radovid, there's little difference between the two.
Seems to tolerate you well enough.
Because he needs me.
I'm sad that they never
For
added
now.
more quests
So the
in
Eastern
the
Front, and then
in the
Depends
academy.
where they send me.
wherever it is, take care of yourself.
Always do. So don't worry.
Look at this fucking book burning fucking Nazi. Why is she working for Redania?
Halt! By order of King Radovid, no one's allowed.
If your government
inside the
shuts down
academy.
your places of
Not even
education,
lecturers?
that's when you
one
start to
means
rebel.
no one.
Heck, if they
See, you've
start
become
reducing
quite
money
stiff
to
and
places of education,
You were much kinder
that's
when
when
I
you
was
need to
patching
vote
you
in
up.
your government.
By the way, how's your knee?
Brought to you by Left-Wing David.
Dandy. As if no arrow ever struck it.
Consider yourself a lucky man. Because if I'd not decided to operate, you'd be a cripple to the end of your days.
Bruno, eh? Maybe we ought to let her in. She's a decent lass, not like to steal nothing.
All right. But alone, which will draw too much attention. I'd rather not get shite from the captain on his account.
Here's what we'll do. I'll go in, then help you
Speak in
sneak
front of
around
the
back.
guards.
How?
Don't know, but I'll figure something out. Usually aren't nearly as many guards on the riverside.
Agreed.
All right, let me in.
Those guards definitely didn't hear nothing. Definitely didn't hear nothing. They're like, oh yeah. That's a private conversation. We didn't overhear it. Hey, yo. Let's do this. I thought the water might be deep enough. I think we just missed the water. Just missed the water then. How far in did we get? Okay, cool. Let's try that again. One more time. I think I can get it right. Okay, that looks... This looks like pretty deep water. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Jira. Oh, we probably should. Really should have bought it. Okay.
Geralt!
Sometime later.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
2 weeks later.
Grab the line.
Don't want to animate Geralt climbing.
Where'd you get the rope?
Long story, but we've done well. Professor Shakeslock's house is at the end of this street. Witch hunters guard the door. Doubt I'll be able to sweet-talk them.
Been a huge help already, Shani. Thanks.
It was nothing. Really. You'd have done the same for me.
Always. Always.
If you wish to see me again before I go, I'll be at home. Packing will take some time yet.
All right. Be seeing you.
Right, let's go see this man about a dog.
No, you fucking...
We just enter the house. Need to finish this. Roll. Ooh, nasty.
Locked tight. Need another way in. You leave a window open, maybe?
Did he leave a window open? Does one of the guards have the key? No. Can we climb? Is that his house? It's not his house. Maybe go around the other side. Let's have a look around here. Let's have a look. Well, there's a ladder. I guess we're going up. Some dried fish, a mug, you know. Oh, damn. Shouldn't have done that. This place is rotten. Okay, matey potato.
Silver Laman. Don't know the sigil. Hasn't been used in ages, looks like. Shattered mirror. No sign of impact. Probably not an accident. Shattered by a sound, maybe. Someone looking at it and scream. Julian Alboco's Lesser Key. Tomes about demons. Dusty as they come.
The essence of evil is to cause suffering. There exist many varieties of suffering, from common corporeal pain through the rarefied torments of the psyche to deep wounds dealt to the soul. Whence does this evil arise? Does it appear on its own, or does it only spread when conditions are ripe? And finally, the most important question, how can evil be defeated? Most believe evil has always existed, for none remember a time when it did not. Yet, is that sufficient proof? I dare to doubt it, for I am a scholar, and the essence of scholarship is to question all hypotheses until they have been rigorously proven. The appearance of evil is closely tied to the existence of good, its opposite and antithesis. Good without evil is dimensionless, and therefore imperceptible. Evil, then, is an integral part of our lives. Evil wears many faces, and appears in many different forms. One of them wears a skin of flesh. This evil incarnated as man travels the world, sowing death and suffering. Such evil is devious and difficult to discern. We usually only note its presence when it's already too late. In my scholarly wanderings through the myths and legends of great many cultures, I've come across descriptions of a certain individual which all display a striking similarity. I do not mean in terms of this individual's outer appearance or name, but of his modus operandi. This evil works through trickery, tempting at first with an offer of something seemingly good. The price one must pay for this object of temptation, however, is enormous and non-refundable, and the promised good often contains horrifying hooks and treacherous traps. Beware, then, of any who promise the impossible, for such can only be delivered through the machinations of evil. Nice little flavour text right there.
Franco, is that you? Leave the bedpan in the usual spot. And take the platter. I shan't be eating today.
Professor Shakeslock.
Who the blazes? How'd you get in? Get out. I know nothing. Don't whisper or anything. Understand? No, no, no. Out!
Not gonna hurt you.
That demon sent you. I'm sure of it.
No one sent me.
You lie. I may be blind, but I sense unclean powers better than anyone. Why do you think the witch hunters guard me like a treasure?
I'm a witcher.
A mutant? Yeah. Could be.
Why are there guards outside your door? You a prisoner?
Protective custody. That's the phrase. Protective. When I cannot decide my own fate, cannot breathe without their permission.
What do they want from you?
You may not be aware, but I'm one of the foremost experts on the occult. Living experts, that is. My mentor was the outstanding Professor Lionel Van...
And you're cooperating with the witch hunters now?
Cooperating? As if I had a choice. They're ignorant, but not enough to ignore what I know about magic, witches, sorceresses, what have you. Knowledge they use for barbaric ends, but that's beyond my control.
Came here because I need information. Think you might be the only man who has it.
Gotta find a way to end this evil.
Then it follows I needn't fear. I'm hardly a post-conjunction creature.
What did Olgierd von Everec want from you?
I curse the day I first set eyes upon the man. He appeared at my doorstep one day, offering a sack of gold were I only to find out who Gaunter O'Dim is and how to get rid of him. I agreed. Such matters are my speciality. And I needed the coin. I pored over countless tomes, delved into obscure incidents and analysed folk legends. I went so far as to travel to Nilfgaard, the library there, where at last I hit upon the mysterious entity's trail. There are records of encounters dating back thousands of years in many cultures, under many names, but always as evil incarnate. In this land we call him Gaunter O'Dim, at times Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass. In deciphering the ancient scrawlings, I went blind, yet I learned a great deal. For example, that he plays with his victims and thrives on pacts above all else. Seemingly harmless contracts which drive their parties to madness.
I think we figured that out already, what the magic circle on the floor is from the previous book that we had.
Here, evil cannot touch me.
How do you know?
Told me himself. Paid me a visit once. Fascinating meeting that was. I was blind already, but
Such a cool little side quest, but I feel like it would have been nice to have inserted this maybe just a little bit earlier.
And explained he'd taken a similar interest in me.
Maybe before the last quest.
Said I'd be safe within it.
Not the like the one Iris's quest.
Ever tried to leave?
Because again, it's optional.
If you'd heard how he said it, you'd be as certain as I am what leaving would bring.
Know anything else about the man?
Gaunter O'Dim is no man. He is evil. Evil which assumes various forms. Forget about him. Or die.
You're alive.
Alive? Yet I live in constant fear, born of what I've learned about him.
Olgierd signed.
This placement is odd. It's kind of the exposition dump of the DLC. Yeah, I agree, Hulk.
Have you guessed why? You must know that he came from a wealthy,
Learned a bunch of the stuff already. Yeah, that's it.
He must have, if the family of his betrothed accepted him. Yet did you know his fortune soured? He himself became an outcast, impoverished. Iris's family, a powerful house, could not accept this.
Yeah, and you're right, Hulk. It's that exposition dump all about Olgierd. A little bit too late.
Yet Iris refused to cut her family ties.
Quite the predicament.
Indeed. Their luck turned yet darker when a wandering witch mentioned a solution. A man who would grant any wish. His name, Master Mirror. The rest follows naturally. Olgierd and O'Dim, a meeting at a crossroads, a wish, a pact signed in blood, and a price to be paid. Olgierd was to sacrifice one he loved. O'Dim delights in difficult choices. He knew Olgierd loved two in this world, his betrothed and his brother, Vladimir. Olgierd chose, and soon thereafter married his beloved Iris, his fortune restored.
So did Olgierd kill his own brother?
No. Deduce, Witcher. O'Dim acts directly or indirectly. Olgierd merely signed the blood letter. The next day, his brother was dead.
I think we can keep moving through this.
Why was Olgierd out to get rid of O'Dim? He'd gotten what he wanted.
Had he? His heart had turned cold as ice. His feelings for his wife, for whom he'd sacrificed his brother, had withered. He'd lost all he loved. Had he wanted any of this? No. O'Dim grants what you wish, not what you want. All who sign a pact learn the difference and die by it.
Oh man, can't you fucking hear the creaking of your house, dude?
You mean? Kill evil? No. Yet the annals tell of a man who dissolved his pact by defeating O'Dim at his own game.
Meaning?
O'Dim wields contracts, word traps, duels of wits. Challenge him to such a duel. He'll agree, and can be beaten. But remember, there is only ever one stake. The sole thing he truly desires. Human souls.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Thanks. Helped me a lot.
Good. Very good. Oh, to feel useful after so many years locked up, living in fear. Why, it's pleasance itself.
Alright, you're out of the circle, bruh. Done. That's a great way. Fortune killing him. Now let's loot his corpse. Let's read the journal just really quickly. Let's do it. The circle O'Dim created terrified me. I cannot see it, but I know it is here. I know no name for the sense with which I perceive it. When I hear its bonds, strange shivers shoot down my spine. This is not pain, but something that stands my hair on edge like a hedgehog's quivers. A month has passed, and still I stay within the runic circle. Nightmares prey on me more and more. I've come to fear sleep. Know not how long I can withstand this. I dreamt I had my daughter. This was strange, for I had never had children, yet one came to me in my sleep. She was no older than 10. She called me daddy and loved me deeply. I could see in her eyes. The strangest part of all was that I was also burned for her with a great paternal love. Can one possibly dream of someone who does not exist? Can we love such a one? I no longer fear sleep. Perhaps O'Dim has decided to give me peace. I have no desire to change his mind. My dreams of Amelie gave me great joy. My daughter is a good and clever girl. I believe she will grow into a wonderful woman. A shame she exists only in my dreams. Not only do I no longer fear sleep, but I now cannot wait for the moment in which it comes. What a fantastic transformation. If nothing changes, I shall soon try to leave the circle. I know now why I dreamt for weeks of a child I never had. It was his doing. The night my daughter died, she caught a strange illness which pocked her whole body with hideous oozing sores. She cried, begging me to help. I could do nothing. She died in my arms. I awoke soaked with sweat. I remain a wreck, my mind tattered. 3 months have passed since Amelie's death. My heart still bleeds, and horrifying visions plague at my every moment. I'm a blind man who wishes he saw nothing, for utter blindness would be a relief compared to these tormenting visions. I cannot persevere much longer. I have become a deeply unhappy old man. I now live with the magic circle for a year. Thoughts of suicide haunt my mind ever more often. It would be so simple, but I need to step outside the runes. Let's go defeat Monsieur Gaunter O'Dim. Gotta get to this beautiful location. Hell of a way to go. Killed by knowledge. Is this the way out? No. That looked like the way out. Maybe down the. How do we leave this hellhole? Back this way. Up. And off we trot. Woo. Okay, let's jump on. Do we need to sail across this river? Yeah, let's sail across this river. Let's sail down there. Let's sail to this point here. I don't know whether we'll be able to get out of the ship and up to our location, but you know, it'll be a nice little boat ride. Nice little boat ride. Let's go. Again, I hate the splashes on the screen. Like, do we have a camera in this world? Is that a diegetic feature? Like, is there a camera following Geralt at all times? It's like lens flares. What the fuck are lens flares? Like, our eyes don't see lens flares. Such a strange decision in many video games. Stop it. Stop it. You're not film. Stop it. Lens flares. Bloom. Yeah, absolutely. Splashes on our eyeballs as we float after Geralt's semi-corporeal. Man, that is generous, Jiro. That is generous. Oh, lightning in the distance. That's quite nice. Because our eyes blur all the time. I'm going like this. I'm like, oh, it's blurring. Right, Roach. Is that the grotto that we need to go to? Is that like... Doesn't feel like it, does it? No. Can we scamper up these hills? It's beautiful. Why can't I summon Roach? Weird. Can't summon my horse. That's right. We're very close to our point of... Might as well just smear Vaseline on my eyeballs, get the same effect. I like that. Bloom, motion blur, all the thing immediately turn off opening a new game. Let's get to the top of the cave. I feel like keep going up. Keep going up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Do, do, do. Oh, that doesn't seem to be... Down there. I don't think we're supposed to go this way. Can we just put our sword away? I don't mean to disturb you, Wyvern folk. Let's go this way. Here we go. There we go. Let's deal with this once and for all. There's a wyvern we just didn't kill before. Oh, hello, wyvern.
Strange choice of locale. Guessing there's a reason for it.
You're an art lover. Thought you'd appreciate the place.
Oh, this wyvern is really just getting in our face.
Give my disbelief.
He's messaging
But
me.
since we're here, I believe you have something for me.
Fulfilled the third wish.
How do I know this to be the rose? Very well might have picked this up at the Oxenfurt market an hour ago.
Let's see what all the fuss is about. That's it.
Got it from Iris. It was the last thing that bound her to this world.
What?
We shouldn't have said that.
Think she loved you. Meant this as a token of that love.
She loved me. After all that's passed. Iris. What a mess we made of it all.
We?
If I'd only known then how it would end.
I think it was a we.
what's happening. I feel as though a hot iron's pierced my chest.
I'm gonna take responsibility. Yeah, that's it. Even right at the end.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Fucking what an entrance. Walking down a stairway of
Glad to see everyone's
moonlight.
How do you feel, Von Emmerich? A little less troubled? Lighter in the heart?
Or dim? What do you
It's
want?
way like, nah, bro. It was all you from the very beginning. That's it, man.
Your soul.
You forget. The pact states you can take it only once you've fulfilled 3 wishes,
And we stand together on the moon. Well, what do you know?
Oh, look at this drama. Gaunter loves his drama.
What? No. We had a pact. The moon is there. There! Not here.
I gave you what you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled.
Boss, you cheated me.
I never cheat.
So here's the thing. Do we save him?
Wait. Do not interfere.
We gotta
Witcher.
do it. We gotta do it.
Remember what I did to the last fool who interrupted.
We can do it real quick as well.
You grant wishes, right? Grant mine and release him.
I've actually got to turn on the oven.
Pay his debt.
Let him go.
Hey, Flint, how's it going?
You wish
Absolutely.
to give you a soul for
Absolutely.
his.
No, but we can play for them. I lose, you take mine and Olgierd's. But if I win, you release us both.
How you doing, Flint? It's
What
great
do
to see you.
propose we play? Gwent?
Don't know. Maybe we can bet on a challenge. You know I'm good
Olga
at
doesn't
accomplishing
deserve
the
having a
impossible.
DM, doesn't
So
deserve
we do
keeping.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So I figure it might be just better that we just save.
Very well.
Olgierd.
But we shall do this my way.
Bam. Now remember what the dog said to us. We have to take solace or need to find a mirror that cannot be
You
broken.
wish to play, so let us play. I shall tell you a
Once
riddle.
I can pause it,
Solve
I'll pause it because I need to go
and
turn on the
both
oven
you
to put my
and
veggies
will
in.
be free.
And if I don't?
Then we'll all 3 go for a wild ride. It's what you proposed, is it not?
The riddle. Let me hear it.
To all things and men I appertain, and yet by some am shunned and disdained. Fondle me and ogle me till you're insane, but no blow can harm me, cause me pain. Children delight in me, elders take fright, fair maids rejoice and spin. Cry and I weep, yawn and I sleep, smile and I shall grin.
What was that supposed to be?
You tell me, what am I?
You're going down.
We shall see, my
You're going
friend.
down.
You must find me before the sand in the hourglass runs out. Ready? Let's begin.
Let's go. Alright. Just gotta pause for 1 second. I'll be back in a second. Roast veggies, everyone. Roast veggies. Yeah. Capsicum, zucchini, onion, garlic. Gonna bake up a salmon with garlic and butter sauce with a side of rice. And I'm gonna put on some Japanese seasoning on that rice too.
What is this place?
Let's go. We're not gonna get tempted. It's great.
More where it came from.
It's a great
Just
temptation
remember,
land.
you must find me before time runs out.
So we're just gonna have a quick. Oh, and they've got the song. They've got the song that the kids sung in our first episode. We don't have to fight these creatures. We don't have to fight them. So well's not our thing. Not what we're looking for. Let's run up this hill because we'll find something fun up there. It's Shani, everyone. We need to save Shani.
Don't leave me here.
Shani, hang on, I'm coming.
It's Shani, everyone. Just popped up to get a KFC delivery. I actually just ran to... Oh my god, Shani's dropped. What are you getting from KFC, Flint? We're trying to find the riddle now. Got a certain amount of time though. KFC. Popcorn chicken. I fucking love popcorn chicken so much. That shit drive me crazy. Now we could run up here and I'll show you another little thing that going to like... Put away the sword. Going to also tries to
What is it about swords that turns men into utter fools when they see one for the taking?
Now
Through howling winds pouring...
let's just save the game. Oh, we can't save the game. Oh, if I do this, I think I die.
Which reminds me, time is running out.
Cool, we got a better Witcher sword now. Gotta be level 39. We're only level 36. We can upgrade. We can upgrade something. Oof. Flint, that is sounding like a beautiful night in. Beautiful night in. Get burgers with hash browns. That shit is so delicious. This is why. Can we just pause for a second? This level design is so good. It's so creepy. It's so beautiful. It has all these temptations. The more time you spend like picking up all the loot, the less time you have in actually solving the riddle. It's such a good it's so cool. Let's have a look at this one. Temptation here.
Children delight in me. Elders take fright. Fair maids rejoice and spin.
It's not the seat.
Children and young folk like swings. Could be scary to old folk too.
Miss popcorn chicken, hot rods.
Doesn't fit the other verses though.
Yeah.
To all things and men I appertain, and yet by some am shunned and disdained. Fondle and ogle me till you're insane.
Oh,
no blow can harm me, cause me
you're
pain.
doing terribly.
What could that be?
As I see it, you will never find me.
Let's head into here. Pretty sure it's in here. Just look at the
So this is where you're hiding.
Just look at the name of the quest. Whatever a man soweth.
Come now. You didn't expect it to be that easy, did you?
No, it ain't mirrors. It ain't mirrors, friends. It ain't mirrors. We have to find solace in a place that cannot be broken. I remember playing this the first time. And this is why Gontro Dim is lawful evil. Because he obeys the rules. He has to obey the rules.
Rush through here.
Let's do it. Let's get out of here. Oh. What is a mirror that cannot be broken? Welder.
Gotcha. Be gone. You've lost.
So cool. So cool. Such a great moment. So we've come back to find Olgierd von Everec. Have we saved his soul?
So, any better?
You're missing everything,
Yeah,
friend.
thanks. Wine's revived me a bit.
This plonk could revive a corpse. An exquisitely rank vintage.
He doesn't deserve it.
You know what, though? It's good at last to taste something.
But maybe he does. Maybe he only did it because he was affected by Gaunter's curse.
So, have at it. Tell me what the blazes just happened. Your brand's gone. Guessing that's a good sign?
First off, you tell me what it's like to have a heart of stone.
It's wonderful at the start. You feel no fear, no angst, but also no concern, no care for anyone, not even those you loved. And gradually, you lose them. Well, you know how it ended.
What about your senses? Taste, smell?
All there. At first, I savoured the world like never before. It was stronger, more clear.
How's that possible?
I did not wish for a heart of stone. That was a mere side effect. I wished to win back Iris's hand and have my fortune restored. And then to live like there was no tomorrow. And thus I lived until I ceased to feel anything at all.
There's our 3 wishes.
What a joy to be done with it. Because I am done, right? Will you tell me what happened?
O'Dim decided to have some fun at my expense. Devised a game I was supposed to lose. Seems he'd forgotten the training you put me through. In doing the undoable.
So only to protect myself. In doing so, I put you in harm's way.
Again.
That's
the first time. That's the first time he's taken responsibility.
Don't have
That's
to worry
it.
about him anymore. You're safe and free.
Only after the curse is broken that he takes responsibility of his
Thank
action.
you. Though I've no notion what to do with this freedom now. Mirror took everything. Everything.
There we
I loved.
go. Character
All I held
development,
dear.
everyone. That's how you write character development. The broken statue that we saw at the very start of the game, he looks at the very
Not
end.
true. Got your heart back.
A bitter victory. Now at last I sense how much I've lost. I've a heart again. Yet all it feels is grief,
That's a
sadness,
beautiful shot.
and defeat. My life is a ruin.
Can't say I envy you. As the saying goes, careful what you wish for.
Oh, I shall be. Believe me. Actually, I've a better idea. I'll never wish for anything again. It's time I took fate into my own hands. Live life anew. And truly, this time.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll never forget what you did for me, Witcher. I have something for you.
Can't accept this.
You can. And must. This saber's been in my
Good
family
night,
for
Alien.
generations.
How you doing?
Even when I'd lost
Must
all
be very late
else,
for you, Alien.
it remained at my side. Means a great deal to me.
All the more reason why I can't take it.
Do me the honor. This'll mark the start of my new life.
Whew,
And
get
such
to
a
sleep,
weapon could be
Alien.
right useful to you.
Thank you.
Ow.
Sorry.
Iris's final vengeance to some degree.
You needn't be. I thank you again, Geralt.
And he could
And
feel
good
the
luck
pain.
on the path.
But there,
Good luck
in
to
those
you too.
words, you learn Gaunter had nothing to do with him being a wank. As often as shown in literature, immortality tends to have the unintended side effect that it's a person stop being bothered by the world around them. Here we are, the credits. Beautiful, there we are. Welcome. That's it. God, it's such a great game. What he did to Iris was his own doing, and it certainly was. Crash, do you think having knowledge of a subject makes you like it less? No, absolutely not. I think what happens to many people is that when they start getting into something and they start, like, especially when a critical analysis of a thing, they can't turn off the critical analysis in their brain. Like, so if you get into cinema studies or literature, I don't know why there's no music, then people kind of can't stop seeing what they've kind of like, oh, look, that's a shot, or that's a theme, or so on and so forth. I actually find it really is quite engaging. One of the other things that you can do is, like, you eventually move past it after a while. You kind of forget again. So you go through this kind of thing where it's like, the more you learn, the more you kind of find it difficult to enjoy the things you used to enjoy, because now you're analyzing them all again. But the longer you keep doing that analyzing, or the longer you keep just kind of like learning, the longer you're just kind of steeped in it, it goes away eventually. It diminishes. So I actually find that I actually enjoy a bunch of things more because I do know a bit more about certain subjects. It also means that I'm quick to kind of not like things. I'm quick to be able to be like, oh, I don't need to play this game anymore because I don't like it. And I know why I don't like it. It's rather than some people who like might sit through a game for a while and kind of sit around figuring out whether they like something or not. I go, no, I don't like that. I think I prefer this kind of thing. Whoa, Numpty! Thank you so much, Numpty. 98 Numpty. What a fucking love. I love calling people Numpties. Numpty, hello, welcome. You're joining the end of our stream, funny enough. So thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for dropping by. And that's it. We've just played Hearts of Stone. Thank you. So I love calling people numpties and spanners. You fucking spanner. You fucking numpty. So we just played through Hearts of Stone. Thank you so much for joining me. Hearts of Stone is my favorite. Is probably in the top 5 favorite games of all time. It is such a beautiful story. It is a tragedy. It's well written, well played. If you really want good like quest design, character design, if you want good levels, if you want good writing, if you want probably not the greatest game mechanics, it's a great game. If you haven't already played onto it. So look, I've got to run. You beat the boss. I'm stuck at the boss at the end. He's making me suicidal. Hold on. Numpty, you mean the boss of Hearts of Stone? Because I can tell you how. We've just finished it. I can tell you how to do it. That's what I found you're studying. Same with a friend of mine who studied film. It becomes difficult to switch off analysis mode, but it makes it a lot easier to pick up the subtext, certain game design ideas, pros and cons. Okay, Numpty, what you need to do is you're going to get to an area. You're going to get to the manor. You run all the way to the end of the manor's like long hallway. There's going to be a mirror. You're going to fall down under into like a stone kind of ruin area. you want to run as quickly as you can to the manor. You've got a bit of time fighting creatures and picking up one or two. Like, make sure you pick up the Viper Sword. You're going to get to that final boss of the manor. Fall down. You're going to be in like this ruins. Don't worry about the mirrors. You're going to find what looks like to be like a long pond, but the pond is going to not have any water on it. Walk to the end of the pond, or the fountain. Sorry, I should say fountain. It's not a pond. You go all the way to the end of the fountain, and at the end of the fountain, you can use your Ard sign, which is the one that breaks barriers or pushes people down, and it will release a torrent of water, and that is the answer to your riddle, my friend. That is the answer to your riddle. There you go. I think peeps who study film have it worse. It becomes impossible to watch a movie with them without the comment every few minutes on how this wrong and awful and terrible in some way. Yeah, but it's also great to, you know, keep building up what you really like about things, you know. Studied film for a while, and whenever I watch a movie in the 80s, 90s and see a wrong period of clothing or hairstyles that annoys me as much, thought it was me being weird. Oh no, Flint. That shit happens for everyone. Definitely happens for everyone. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna go raid. We're gonna go raid someone else. As I like to say, at the end of each of our streams, we like to go find someone else to share some love to. Does anyone have anyone in particular that they would like to share some? There's a person that we played Stardew Valley the other night. And they were very nice. They seemed... Oh, excuse me. They seemed very, very friendly. So let's raid them again. I'm going to have to run. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll be back next week to play some more games. I don't know what I'm going to play next, but if you have a suggestion, chuck it down in the Discord. I will play all the games suggested. Take care, stay safe, and remember, be careful what you wish for.